thoughts on the match?
Well, a bit disappointed, I would say. I think we were in line of scoring maybe about 140 to 160, and I thought we fell short by about another 30 runs in our batting. And also with the start that we got with the ball, the missed opportunities probably cost us a game.
What goes through your mind when you do see those top chances? I mean, Sophie Devine goes
Yeah,
on to...
it's always hard. I know the girls are training really hard and want to make a mark in this tournament. And drop chances always, like they say, catches win matches. So now all you have to say, like, what if we have taken those catches?
Do you think the batting depth and maybe the bowling depth sort of tails away from the team, or?
Well, I think we had a very good lead up to the tournament, beating England in one of the practice games. And even today, I thought our top order batted really well. It's just that towards the middle, we sort of fell away with some good bowling and fielding. But if we had been a bit more smart in those middle overs, not throwing wickets away between the 12th and the 17th over, I thought we were in line of making about 140 to 160, which was on.
The team has been a little bit written off compared to some of the others coming to the tournament. Has the team wanted to make a bit of a statement that they can really match it with some of the top teams here?
Yeah, we want to. I mean, as I told in one of the other interviews as well, we are not here to make numbers. We want to make win this tournament if possible. And our first target is to get to the top four, and we still are in line for it. If we win the next 3 games, we still have a spot in the knockout stages.
Australia's going to be pretty hungry to bounce back. What are your thoughts heading into that match?
Well, I think we all agree that Australia is one of the favorites in this tournament. But India played really well to their strengths, and we plan to do the same, to play to our strengths and try to beat Australia.
Do you think the pressure's on them, given it is their home tournament?
Well, it's hard for me to say from this side of the fence, but I'm pretty sure there must be pressure on them playing home and also losing the first game.
Mm-hmm. In terms of the challenge of taking on Australia, can you just talk to me about like how daunting that is and how much the girls get up for a challenge like that?
Well, we are up for a challenge. We know that every game is going to be pretty tough, especially in our group. And having like Australia, New Zealand and India and even Bangladesh, it's always going to be a daunting task to make the top 2 in that group. But that's what we train for. And we're looking forward to a challenge and hopefully a win.
Did you learn anything from India about how they kind of tackled Australia?
Well, I would like to play my cards a bit closer to my heart. So, yes, I mean, we definitely have plans for them. And obviously, the wickets are going to be a bit different from the Sydney track, which was played on yesterday. So we probably have to look at other options.
You know, like as you mentioned, the fielding potentially cost you today. It seems like between maybe the top 4 teams in the world and everybody else, that the fielding is one of the biggest differences. What do you think you need to work on to continue to improve that?
So obviously, more catch in practice probably. And the girls don't play much under the lights. I mean, we had one training session here a couple of days back, which was about half an hour fielding. And even back home, we had couple of sessions, but no excuses. I mean, if we had to play under lights, we had to play under lights. But I'm pretty sure they will bounce back with a better performance in the next game.
I guess a lot gets spoken about how much the batting relies on Chamari. Was there anybody else that you were pleased with how they went about their innings today?
Well, I think the other opener, Harsha de Silva, I thought she batted well, and even our number 4 batsman, Harsha de Silva. Both of them batted intelligently. Well, we all know Chamari is the superstar in the team. So I mean, she has not making a lot of runs on tour. I mean, she made some runs in this game and the England game, but even without her scoring, even during our preparation period back in Sri Lanka, we were managing scores of 140, 160 in practice games. So there's depth in the batting. It's just that it sort of didn't come together in the middle in this game, and hopefully we'll fix that and come strong in the next one.
Got one. Few thoughts on Kavisha Dulari. She's quite young, but she seems to possess the kind of skill sets that probably could help her make a mark on the big stage, probably in overseas leagues as well. Your thoughts on how she's developed over the recent past? What makes her so special?
Well, in fact, this is a second T20 World Cup. We picked her in the 2018 World Cup in West Indies as well, so we saw her potential as a 17-year-old. Then unfortunately, she had an injury and was out of action for almost a year. So it's good to have her back. And as you said, I would say there are a few more players who probably would benefit from playing overseas in leagues. And this is a great platform for them to perform and get to that stage.
Any specific features about her bowling that makes her stand out? And also the nature of the injury, what sort of recovery, treatment that she go through?
Yeah, she had a stress fracture in her back, so that took a bit longer than expected. But I think with her, the strength is her consistency with the ball, the control that she has. And also she's a good all-round player. She can bat and a good field as well. So she has the potential to become probably a good all-round cricketer in the future.